Yeah, so I want to do a little motovlog today, kind of just go on a different little adventure. We're going to try some canyon riding with the Grom. Since it's so nimble, I feel like we'll be able to really, kind of lean into everything. So first, we're going to go stop, get gas, and then we'll start heading out that way. I'll see you there. All right, so we've got the gas we need. Should be good. And we're gonna go head up the canyon now. Sounds my sunglasses. Right, they're going down. Yeah, another thing we can kind of do while we're on motovlogs is talk about certain topics, motorcycles, life. Probably not sports. I'm not too involved in the sports scene. There's a couple things we can talk about though. Honestly, having a good outlet such as motorcycling, making music, art, drawing, something, just a hobby, is always going to be good for your physical and mental health. If you can do something that is just even a little bit more enriching to your daily life, it's worth it. 100%. Going for a hike, getting outside is a really big one for me, and probably a lot of people, and they don't even realize it. But making sure I'm going for walks, taking my dog outside, all sorts of these different types of things. They're all gonna overall better the quality of life that you have. And that's really important, You can't just go to work, come home, rot in bed, go to sleep, and only repeat those things. That's too much hamster on a wheel energy for me, and I just can't do it. I did that for a long time, a couple of years back. I mean, there was years, a couple of years where I was just only doing that type of thing, eat, work, sleep, that's it. There's no time or energy for anything else, no enrichment. I didn't see any friends, I was pretty secluded. I isolated myself a lot at that time, which that's no good. It didn't help at all with, trying to have a life worth living. And so I found it was more helpful to just, do something, get out, I picked up guitar again recently. That's an important one for me. Music is huge. It's good energy to get out there. It can be a very emotional outlet because you can make music about whatever you want. And so, me personally, I always, I would write songs about being sad or being mad or all sorts of different stuff. And finding a way to kind of use that as an outlet for my, for my highest good, Not everyone realizes that, kind of hobbies and stuff like that are as important. Or some people are like, oh, I don't have the money to start, You don't necessarily need money to start in a lot of areas, Art, really low. You can get pencils and pens and some markers and just go, That's a really big one. Drawing, painting, that helps my wife a ton, just kind of get a little bit more fulfillment. Reading books, it's so underrated in today's day and age. I should probably read more books, to be honest. Helps with your vocabulary, helps with your mind. We all got brain rot now from all this short form content and just how easy and accessible everything is. So, you know, there's that. Books are definitely underrated. I'm not in gear. There we go. But for me, a lot of it is like music, art, motorcycles, physical activity of some kind, even if it's just going outside and walking 15, 30 minutes, an hour. Not everybody can do that. Not everybody has the time to go walk for 2 hours or anything like that. So, let's see. I don't know. Outlets are important to have. So, making stuff, being creative, that's kind of like where, for me, this whole motovlogging thing is kind of like, in a way, the best of both worlds, right? It's going to allow me to be creative in a way that's new and helps me build some different skills, as well as, you know, something that's physical, getting me outside, and like pretty enjoyable for me. Like, I genuinely love being outside, especially when a bike is involved. I'll cycle. I'm one of those guys where I'll ride a bike. I prefer not to ride on the like road when I'm on my cycling bike, just because like there's so much of those like memes and hate. You know, people hate cyclists. Can't really blame them. A lot of them are kind of like, they act pretty entitled to you know, the road, all that stuff. But like, not me. I'm like, okay, there's a path nearby. I'll take the path. Oh man, there's literally no more gear. But cycling is also something I did with my dad a lot when I was growing up, and so that also helped me a ton. Like, kind of with the just overall, it was a good outlet for me. It's something I got to do with my dad. Good bonding for us. Helped me get stronger. Lots of different things like that. So, just ever since I was little, you know, being on two wheels, that was the shit. You know, still is, clearly. I mean, I'm literally doing it right now. We're gonna go up the canyon here. Glad I wore a hoodie. It's actually colder than I thought it was gonna be. Plus, it'll get colder the higher up we go. It is still April. I could probably get away with going 47. I have not taken this bike on this road yet. I'm a little apprehensive because, I mean, this thing is not that fast. But I'm just gonna stay in the slow lane. My bigger worry is actually getting to the other side of the road later, because that's gonna be another hurdle. But you know, I'm doing the best I can. We're doing the best we can. I hate it when bugs fly and hit me. Pardon the zoom. My bad. My glove will zoom in on my watch, so the zoom doesn't stay locked. I wish that was a feature on this phone, was like a lock of the zoom. You know, if I could lock the zoom, that would be really perfect for this scenario here. You know, where I'm riding, you know. I'm actually really excited to go up this canyon. This is one of the baseline tests I do for all of my motorcycles. I started out on a CB300. It's not this one, is it? No, it's not that one. It has been a minute since I've been up this way. It has been a minute, let me tell you. But yeah, basically, if you don't have an outlet, go find one. because you gotta have an outlet of some kind. I mean, you cannot just be, you know, kind of doing whatever. There we go. All right. So this is the fun part. We'll see how she does. We're probably not gonna go super fast, but I mean, this bike can just like, it can lean. It really can. Some of this is pretty steep, so it might be kind of tough for the bike. But that's okay, that's what like the lower gears are for. Yeah, like right there. Like she's kind of bogging down. And then I always, like, you gotta, man, those bugs almost hit me right in the face. You always have to be so careful, because people just fly down this or up this in their cars. And that is like, that's no fun. Man, the view up here, it is gorgeous, holy cow. Yeah, I would really hate to get hit by a car. That would suck. So, we're gonna take it nice and chill, nothing too crazy. You know, I've done this road lots of times. This is my first time doing it. I honestly, like, I do this at least once a year, like when I had a bike. All of last year, I actually didn't have a bike at all. We're into some financial trouble, and so I sold my Ninja 650R. Man, that thing was so sick. I loved it. And then we were just going up, and away today. Pray there's not too much gravel. And look, it's open. Even if it wasn't, I might have been able to sneak around these gates. This is a good U-turn here. Yeah, it's a little bit more of a technical route, but honestly, I kind of like that sometimes, you know, where you're essentially, you know, you got to be a little bit more technical. I mean, there are actually some cliffs too that like we could just like fly off of and die, so we'll have to be careful. But you know, at the same time, I mean, we've been around this part of the woods before. I mean, the Grom can handle it. I mean, this thing is so fun. It's such a good bike. I understand now, like, why there's such a big cult following around all these things, because like everybody, like, they love them. It's sweet. Let's not get destroyed by that gravel. I'll have to remember that that's there on the way back. Can't lean over too far in some of these areas because I might die. And I'm really not trying to do that today. So we're getting up to the Uinta National Forest area. Ta-da! There's the sign. Man, I haven't seen any cars up here. That's fantastic. Oh, there's one. It's way up there though. They'll probably entering travel restricted area. Ah! I should have grasshopper or a butterfly or something. Scared me though. I'm not ready for that. You do have to kind of just like suck it up if there's like a bug or a bee or something. There's, you know, you're just at the mercy of nature up here. There's not room to be, you know, really, you know, swerving out of the way of anything. You gotta be very careful. Because, like, there's just sheer drop-offs up here. So just keep your eyes on the road. Don't go, never drive above your limits. I mean, that's always a bad idea anyway. I hope you guys can see that. That is just like so beautiful. Wow. I'm very glad I came up here today. It is such a nice day out. But yeah, this whole motovlogging thing is kind of like a triple threat for me. It's like I'm getting outside, I'm working my body a little bit. I mean, there's only so much you can do on a Grom. It weighs nothing, you know. Work my body a little bit. I'm creating content, which like that's also really exciting for me. Because, I mean, it's something that I'm like working on learning how to do. Man, this thing is so nimble. So nice. I wonder how she does going down. Probably fine. I mean, engine braking is a pretty standard practice on a lot of motorcycles. There's no one behind me. So far, no one in front of me. Haven't seen many cars up here. So like that's always ideal. That's a little gravelly right there. And it is a very sharp turn. That's okay though. Yeah, taking my 300 up here, I was always worried. I was like, man, this like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to lean tight enough. This is a very, very good road to like learn some kind of like skills and get comfortable with the leaning of the motorcycle. And you really have to like look through your turns, because if you're focused and you hyperfixate on the edge, game over. You're gone. You're going off the edge. So we won't be doing that today. Luckily, I have some relative decent experience while riding motorcycles, especially on this route. So I don't anticipate we'll run into any issues. Plus these twisties and like loops are so fun. You can really just like, you can really lean into them if you want to. You don't have to, of course. Like if you're trying to go like 30 up these, I think the speed limit is 25. So technically we are speeding a little bit, but careful of the gravels there. Yep, look through the turn. There we go. Give her some gas. And just enjoy it. I mean, being out in nature, such a therapeutic thing. Ooh. Like, why wouldn't you want to enjoy this? Like, I live in such a beautiful area anyway. Like all these mountains and cliffs and whatnot. Ooh, that was a little bit more gravelly than I was used to. Yeah, that's why you gotta be so careful. My back tire slid out right there actually for a second. You really gotta be very mindful of what you're doing. Because if my back tire had, you know, slid like that and there was like a cliff, if I had slid any further, I could have started going off the edge. So, I mean, you really do gotta be kind of patient with it. Luckily, this road is maintained pretty well most of the time. So like, I'm not too worried. And like I've said, like I have done this ride quite a few times, so it's not new to me. Which, you know, if you were a first-time rider, I wouldn't necessarily recommend this as your very first motorcycle ride. All right, we're gonna go to the overlook. All right, we don't see any cars. The road does narrow here a little bit, so we'll kind of straddle it differently. I remember this different every time I come up here, but yeah, once we get this view, we'll get some we might stop the video, get some, you know, pictures with the bike and that type of thing up here. A lot of people come up here for like lunch and stuff. Looks like he's hiking or picking up trash or something, which is cool, respectable, quite respectable. We'll probably, yeah, we'll stop a little bit further up here. Yeah, we'll take this spot here. All right, we're gonna just drop it here first. There we go. There she is, the Grom. Love it. Look at that. I will zoom in for you guys. Kind of like pan. Maybe I'll put some ethereal music to this for the ride today. We'll park it for a sec. All right, well, see you guys later.